Welcome to the Oh So Spurs podcast match reaction. The full pod's coming later, but we couldn't resist getting something out there. Johnny and the guys are on their way too. We told them, Deej, we were a side capable of finishing in the top six, and the world laughed at us. They said we were drinking copium. They said it was rubbish. They said if you don't have a 10, you can't physically pass the ball forwards. Well, look who's laughing now. And it's only season 1 of Thomas the Frank Engine. How did you find the game, mate?
Well, the game was interesting because I think for a lot of the first half, I mean, really for most of the game, this has kind of not been a standard Tottenham City game at all. And it really wasn't. This is really kind of, I think, going into like the I don't want to talk too much about tactics because I just want to enjoy the win. But I think this is interesting because you kind of saw City trying to like step off the ball more. I think in the first 15 minutes, I think we even had more possession. I didn't see the final possession stats. I'm sure we had less because we transitioned to more of a passive approach in the second, that but not as much as PSG, which shout out to Thomas Frank for kind of adapting to that. But you could kind of see City trying to create transitions, which meant that we had more of the ball, which was really kind of confusing for me to watch, especially because I had to wake up at like 6:30 for this game, and I had been out drinking the night before. So, so I was like still a little bit feeling it, and I'm waking up, I'm like, are City wearing the black kits today? And then and then and then that happened, and then I don't know, City just seemed to be architects of their own destruction when they play us. But honestly, I don't want to complain too much, but I think Trafford was lucky to be able to be the one who gave away the second goal.
Yeah, but then they made a lot of mistakes, and I was thinking back to kind of the whole ethos of Spurs since, the last couple of years has been around, and we didn't expect it with Frank. I don't think most fans expected him to just be like, I'm going to keep doing what people loved of the previous era, which is the high, intense press, forcing the opposition back, forcing them into errors, making players feel uncomfortable all the time in the opposition's, first third of the pitch and the defensive third. But then he also had, I thought, an outstanding structure on the back line, and having Paulinho is something that's just transformed that midfield. Having Paulinho allows Van der Ven to relax his hamstrings that bit more. It allows Bentancur to do what he's so good at, which is just cruising on the ball. Like if he was a vehicle, he'd just be your perfectly comfortable Lexus, just cruising down the motorway at 70 miles an hour with not feeling a little murmur. Like that's what he's like when he's on form. But last year we had to kind of say, no, you're going to be our utility vehicle as well and go off road and do all these things. He's like, I'm not really built for that, but I'm such a technically gifted footballer. I can kind of do it for you if you need me to. And he also, I think, just gives Johnson and Kudus the freedom. I know Kudus, you'll talk about later, he tracked back brilliantly, and he adds that to our right wing we didn't have last season so much. But I thought it just allows Johnson to do the only thing he does, which is score great goals and win us football matches without the anxiety of, oh no, he's not there to cover his line afterwards if it doesn't go to plan. So it's just been, Johnny's in the house. Were you, Johnny?
All right, boys. That was sweet, wasn't it? Beautiful start to the weekend.
Top of the league. We've got 2 wins out of 2 clean sheets. The squad's a lot better than people think. Frank started off brilliantly. But honestly, I'm not going to say what I was going to say next. It's going to stoke fire and flames. But so it's excellent. It's great. We'll obviously have bumps at some point, but who cares? We get to enjoy the worst time to play when you lose is Saturday early kickoff. The best time to play when you win is Saturday early kickoff.
100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, especially for me because I got the whole day ahead of me.
Oh. Yeah, that must feel good. You'll just be walking around buzzing.
Oh yeah, I've got one of my city friends who I lived with in college was texting me. He texted me. Let me read the exact quote. He said, "You can put the paddle away for the same time next year." I don't know what it is about City, but it's great. I get to wake up and I get to rub it in his face a little bit. Just like every year. Honestly, it's kind of getting a little bit old. But
someone did say that something went. You get the straight in. It's always last year's era versus this one always coming up. Well, this is a transformation to last time we played City. We did beat them 4-0 last time with Davies and Dragonson at centre back. But I think what I liked about this win, we never felt in danger. It just felt the manager set out a plan. Mm-hmm. Everyone knew what they were doing. Everyone executed on it perfectly. And we just walk away and like, is that it? Is that what you got, City? Like, okay. Who we got next?
Brilliant.
Yeah, I think like the only time I was really like they had the one cross to Haaland that I think he probably should have done better on. But other than that, like I can't remember a whole bunch of high quality chances that they had that they missed. I mean, they did end up with like 1.5 XG, so there must have been something in there that I'm missing. But
Hey, Rick. Yeah, go
on. Also, if you're going through the things, can you highlight the last one from Stephen Knowles, the one about Trafford? I think that's a brilliant comment.
Stephen Knowles. I will
Yeah,
find
right
it.
above that. It's like a couple above the one you've got up right now.
Okay, I will find it and report back.
All right.
I've really killed the. Oh, there you go. Like 4 above this one.
Yeah.
Stephen Knowles. There you go.
I think this is.
What do you say?
Turns out young Trafford is about as leaky as old Trafford.
Hey,
I think that's
good,
true. Yeah.
That's good. That's a good show.
That's a good
No,
one.
yeah.
Just to shout out some of our members. Kem, top of the league. We're City's big. And guys, in my pre-match prediction, did I say or did I not that Johnson was going to replace Son as City's thorn in their side? Whenever he goes there, he will score and make them miserable.
Yeah.
And he did. And oi, Stu, big up to you. Kem, guys, Johnny, Frank got the subs spot on. Thought he did, everything. The mild criticism of PSG was maybe the subs, but he got them spot on today, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, the subs were very late in the game, though. I mean, it was like about 10 minutes before the whistle, maybe 15. It was after 80 minutes, I think. I was surprised Richie didn't come off a little earlier. I thought Solanke might get a little bit more game time because Richie was definitely looking pretty tired. But I mean, Bergvall has not played a lot of football over the last few weeks, but maybe looked a little bit exposed against PSG. But when he came on today, there's a couple of times. There's one time when he kind of got a little bit lucky, fortunate going through on the right, and there was an opportunity then. Who was it? Was it Wilson Odegaard? Couldn't quite get around the near post. But he was looking like the whole team across the way. I mean, it's 2 games. I know we want to get excited and carried away, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like even if we're being rational, I think you sort of just look at those 2 league performances and the PSG performance, and you think the vibes from the manager in terms of his general kind of state of calm, of confidence, of belief, being really sort of assured in a plan. Being, surprising as even with the lineup before wasn't really as negative as we'd expected. But I mean, all of the players are just working so hard for each other. The effort that they're putting in to be playing that well this early in the season is absolutely brilliant. I mean, you can't ask for a better start. That's all you can do, isn't it? And there were just so many individual performances, but collectively as a team, I thought we were absolutely superb. Really didn't allow City to get going. We need to get the credit for City's poor performance and not just say, well, they didn't turn up, because we really did turn up. We were class.
We were.
There he is.
I love it, Johnny. Johnny at his best there. And Joe, go on, mate.
How are you, bro?
How did you find that, man? That was
the boogeyman's back. The boogeyman has arrived for City again. Every time.
I think it's just Manchester at this point.
Yeah, dominated them.
Totally.
Just dominated them. Had a great day today. That topped it off. 9:30 start for me, PM.
Oh yeah.
Went out for dinner with my wife. Came back for that.
That's nice.
Fantastic day. So could have been better. It was confident the whole time too. Just
as confident as you can be if you're a Tottenham fan.
Did Shirky even play? Didn't even see him. Basically wasn't there. It was great. We're the best team in the league.
They've spent a lot of money as well. 600 million since January last January. They've addressed so many of their issues. And I was thinking, here comes Rodri and Foden as your subs. Couldn't do nothing, though, could it? Not against little old Spurs. Not against us.
Silva, yeah.
This thing City fans often don't realise. When you're a club like Spurs, even though we're massive as well, our subs are like 50k a week players, right? They're like, we're bringing on mid-table Premier League players and going like, come on, that's our depth. You guys have world-class superstars on the bench to cover world-class superstars. So for you, life is like, you can't really bring on the wrong player. because whatever player you bring on is just outstanding. Whereas for Spurs, it's like they've all got gaps in their game, and I've got to try outsmart you here, which Frank was trying to do, and I've got to play to this one's strengths, this can play this one's weakness. And we absolutely smashed you, absolutely embarrassed you. Sorry, I'm getting a bit excited, but we did. Frank just, we did. And but to be fair, I think our squad's a lot better than it was, guys. We had Solanke coming on, which I know that's partly because Richarlison was injured so much last season. We had both last season. But that felt like a good sub to bring on. And Danso, we didn't have a start of last year. I think having him, he's so important for us this season because he is the backup centre-back that doesn't see an enormous drop-off when he comes on. Do think we need a Davies upgrade. Otherwise, we are a couple of injuries away from here comes Archie Gray, centre-back, which is a massive drop-off to Romero. But anyone's thoughts on... Go on, sorry, Johnny.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I was going to say, I think anyone's a huge drop-off to Romero, though, to be fair to him. I think we were some of us were mugging him off a little bit last week for being a little bit wayward with possession, but I think the games like today show you why he's worth every bit of his contract extension and probably a little bit more than that as well, because he's just so frustrating to play against. All the time. Anybody he can get in anyone's head. He'll let you know about it too. He'll let you feel it, and he is, I don't know what it is, but he's got that kind of ability to make a crunching tackle but get enough of the ball that it's not a foul. Even I think the yellow was a little bit harsh.
It wasn't a yellow.
That's why I completely agree.
The
referee was for as much as I'm not going to complain.
No, you did okay.
But that was I think Trafford should have gotten sent off. I don't think you're allowed to knee something.
Yeah, the handle. Yeah, exactly. I just think that overall, I mean, just what we see, and there's a little interview at the end of the game with Brennan Johnson and Paulinha on TNT Sports, whatever, and I'm sure he doesn't mean it in an indirect sense when he's talking about just how much the coach believes in defending and how he values defending. But as a fan who's had the season we had, which had the ultimate, triumph at the end, and don't need to keep talking about that. Keep talking about the fact that we were on board for a third season. But when you look at how solid we were, the confidence that we can take from that win. I know we've got this hoodoo thing, which is weird over City, but the way we've won at this time is a little bit different. And I think there's a consistency in how we've kind of gone about the last three performances when we've been pretty much at full strength. Okay, there's obviously some couple of key players who are injured at the moment, but I think Thomas Frank's ability from a tactical point of view, when he's playing against top sides, has been proven when he was at Brentford as well. And it was just the blend of how solid we were at the back, how hard the players worked. I think you can really see huge value in Paulinha from today's game. Bentancur was so good as well in the middle. I mean, Ali McCoist was practically drooling anytime Papsar was on the camera, and Mo Kudus is just unbelievable. He's just unbelievable. He's like a complete cheap player. He's just so strong. He works so hard. He's getting back and doing everything all over the pitch. I mean, what a signing. He's at the moment, I don't see a better signing. He's incredible, and it's what he wanted to come to Tottenham. We've got him. The other fella didn't want to come to him. Fair enough. We got over that. We don't need you, man. We can do it. It was just a great blend of defensive solidity, clinical counterattacking, and confidence. It definitely could have been more. We definitely could have scored more than we did as well. There were opportunities. Plenty of opportunities.
And I love Kudus even more because one of my favourite ever players is Aaron Lennon, and he's like an even better Lennon, and he can't cross just like Lennon. So I just get all this nostalgia flooding back. I get my bum off the seat. I'm buzzing. He skins a player, and it's wee. But then he also has in his locker he does get it right. I'm exaggerating, but he definitely gets it right as well sometimes. Can I just shout out Rick's comment there? Good question for the panel here. Which of the three main injured players, Madders, Kulu, and Udogie, would have? Should we say today's game? Because I think Madders would start in 90% of games, but there's an argument to say he wouldn't have started today. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think today's game kind of called for the defensive solidity that we had, and it seems, I mean, realistically, the best stuff that we did all kind of came by bypassing City's press, by kind of going over the top and letting aerial dual masters Richarlison and apparently Kudus just win every bouncing ball. Like I've seen it a lot where, like, you know, if you let the ball bounce, the center back is gonna ask questions of the center back basically every time. But I've never seen, generally I think that kind of role is reserved for like the striker with like, or like the, you know, the 9 with the aerial ability and whatnot. I can't remember the last time I've seen a winger not only win, like, you make those, as many of those balls competitive, but also just throw like his entire weight into a center back and actually, like, you know, move him in the way that Kudus does consistently. It's such a cheat code when you have a guy who's that skillful on the ball who can also throw his weight around like that. So I think the only player that I could see maybe start, actually, I don't know. I don't think any of them do, except for maybe Kulusevski, depending on.
I think he'd come on as maybe instead of Johnson, or he'd come on as a sub at like 60 to like. Yeah. He's the kind of player that's perfect for like seeing out a game, isn't it? Like that.
Yeah.
Like just groundhog.
Yeah.
He's the only one that I can see, because I think that he provides like the ball retention. That is like really nice in a game like this. So.
So the answer is possibly, Rick, none of them start for Spurs in today's game, but
guess we don't need to make any new signings.
But a couple of them start in other games, depending on who the opposition is, because we are in an era of 4 competitions and just need to be flexible depending on who you're playing against. And I just bloody love Sarr as well.
Oh my God.
I just think he's always like, I think, given this broad brush to be, he's such a good runner. It's all I hear on the commentary. I'm like, he's so much more than a good runner. Like, why do you only credit him for his running? Like, he's improving all the aspects of his game all the time. And yes, he's also a good runner. But I don't know if anyone else picked on that or what they made of him specifically.
I want to talk about him because he had a moment in like the 93rd minute when everyone else had kind of given up on the game, and City are kind of like lazily passing it around the back. And then there's Sarr. Winning sprint in a dead sprint in the 93rd minute after, I wish, unfortunately, it looks like the physical performance data is down on like basically everywhere, but like it was like supposed to be like a new thing that they gave out this season, so I could look and I could say that he ran the most on the pitch because he definitely did, but I can't give you the exact numbers right now because someone's being annoying somewhere. But I can tell you from the eye test, I don't need the stats to tell you that he's just everywhere all the time, and he's improving every day, I think, on the ball. And man, it's crazy that he's as young as he is.
Yeah. Well, so many of these players are young. When we have these arguments, guys, about, I don't want young players, I want world-class ready now ones that don't exist, that are available, by the way. But like, even if, like, I know the answer is to go sign 10 world-class players. I know that you are spot on if that's what you think. But it's slightly harder to do than you think it is sometimes. And I think when you do invest in the right young players, and our mistake was trying to get too many in at a short amount of time, having neglected the squad for too long with terrible recruitment. But the benefit of these young players is you get players like Sarr, you get players like Berryval. And when those players start to hit these ceilings, they would never have been attainable for Spurs by that stage. So we're going to have a player now for the next few years that they continue to develop. That is a player that clubs like City would have liked to sign, and they can't because he's at Spurs and he's stuck with us. And he's going to grow with us.
Do you know how we've like talked about recently how we're at that weird spot where it's like we can't get the elite players because there's Liverpool's, Real Madrid's exist, and we're above the other clubs. We're in that sort of like limbo zone. We're in the right spot if we get someone like Sarr that he'll stay with us. Like that's where we sort of are. But I mean, to be fair though, the rest of the team today was basically prime age players though.
We signed Kudus somehow. I don't know. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I still can't believe I don't know. I want to say fell through the cracks. We paid a lot of money for him, but like, he's so good. I love watching him play.
And West Ham are terrible too. Terrible.
So bad.
Yeah. But it's like what you're saying there, Jim, and you're right in terms of like those sorts of players, they're not really achievable or unless you're putting down wads and wads of cash. But the Paulinha edition is a really interesting one, and okay, it's week day 2 or whatever you call it, in terms of the Premier League, but. The value he had, I'm so pleased he scored the goal, and he took his goal really well today too. But his performance in those 2 games has been really, really brilliant, and we haven't we have needed a player like that, and he has come in. He might not be English, but he's obviously got the Premier League experience. So to have that sort of player, and with the additional having been around, and he's got a lot more experience. He's a bit older than our average player, so. It is quite nice that the players who we have brought in, there's been a bit more of a blend. So what you've said a minute ago about the Lucas Bergwells and Archie Grays and Papsaris and all of those, Van de Ven, Porro, there's so many, even Kulusevski, so many of them were signed really young, and we really are starting to bear fruit. I mean, even talk about Porro today. I know he's not a baby anymore, but his defending is so much better than it was a year or 2 ago.
And he was a young player when we signed him.
He was
super young, but he wasn't by any means at his peak
or something. Yeah.
So Udogie is
his delivery. Porro's delivery was so good today. He was so good,
and his work rate's immense too.
Yeah.
He was sprinting the last couple of minutes of the game too.
I think he's our most improved player. In the last year,
specifically defending, absolutely, it's night and day from the beginning of last season to now. Here's a fun stat from I just found off Twitter that I'm going to shamelessly rip now. Thomas Frank is the 3rd manager to beat Pep Guardiola in the league with 2 different teams, and the other 2 are Mourinho and Conte.
Wow,
very good.
There you go. Like that.
So all these managers have to cheat and get their one free one with Tottenham, I guess.
Yeah.
It's it is exciting. I just couldn't get my head around, and I'm so glad for this win more because I think we can all believe in unison a little bit again. That just even last week after beating Burnley, I think the Eze thing sent the whole kind of feeling around the club as just like, this is rubbish. We're mid-table. Everything's over. You got 2 weeks to save our season, and Johnny and I are there going, mate, is it just me who thinks that Udogie, Porro, Bentancur, Van de Ven, Paulinha, Kudus, Richarlison, Solanke, I've always said Porro. Just me thinks they're actually quite good, and we're not actually that bad. And then no one. Well, obviously Joe, you agreed, and DJ agreed, but most people are just no, it's a disaster. You can't physically pass the ball forward without Eze, but you can. We get a lot better with a 10. And we better get a 10, otherwise I'll be fuming. But we're all right.
We're all right against teams like this, which is good. We've got
I think shit sides like City, we're fine.
This is just average teams.
This is I think this is if you can get these tactics right, I think you can kind of get any. I don't want to say any tactic right because apparently we always beat City, but I'm never going to take beating City for granted, so I'm going to stop saying stuff like that. But. Yeah, I think that this is definitely a game in which you don't need that kind of creative player. You can get away with it, but I do think that if we want to have consistency in the league, you still need that.
Absolutely. There'll be times where you go, if we'd had a 10, we'd have won that. If we don't sign a 10, and we'll say that multiple times in the season.
So we'll sign a 10. It'll be fine.
Yeah. The other thing that needs to be Joe, to shout out the finish from Johnson for that goal. Holy shit! That was beautiful, wasn't it? And it was so relieved when that was onside. But again, the way was it? So who played him through for that? It was a lovely. Was it Richie? I think it was Richie. Yeah. Just the combination there, the directness, and his just smash it in first touch. He is a really, really good finisher. I mean, I know there's a lot of issues, and he's incredibly frustrating, probably for every single Spurs fan. He's there though behind me now on my wall, for what he did in Bilbao, and that will always be there, for that reason. But what a finish it was, and a perfect kind of moment to be making the mark down and making the way that we're playing actually count in the scoreboards. But I think it's just remember last year when you were trying to start thinking about player ratings and stuff, and you're just going, if someone got a 6 in some of the games, you were like, but now, like again, like all the way through the team, who didn't have a really good game today? Like everybody put in their role, their shift.
Yeah, agreed. There's no one who you could, and actually, big shout out to Big Vic, who I was low key going to say the most controversial man of the match. He made 3 really important saves in that game, and it's always a good. And he made no mistakes. And I thought we did ask quite a lot of him because we did play out the back quite aggressively. Now it might be a sign he's one of 4 or 5 players we've already mentioned that benefits from Paulinha massively, and who takes the strain off him having to, play out the back all the time. It can go to Paulinha as a starting point, not always Vic, and just having that extra cover. But I thought he was good. There was one corner where he kind of flapped a bit, but he still punched it away. But it was more of a flap away than a punch away. But I thought he was great and deserves some credit as well. Should we finish on the most controversial one of Johnson, guys? Because Deej and I were squabbling about this one before we went on air, and I think it's just one we have to. It's just going to divide everyone 50-50. So it's always a fun one. And like no one's going to fully align on it.
I don't know.
But...
I think Johnson. I'm sticking by what I said last week, and that all he does is score. Obviously, that's a bit reductive. But I would say he is. I will rephrase to say that his goal scoring ability is way better than anything else that he can do. Like he's good at some things, but he can put the ball in the net at like a crazy level. So this isn't even really like I'm not trying to disrespect him or anything, but he knows how to be where he needs to be, and he knows how to take the shots and put them where they need to go.
Yeah,
he did have a couple times that he was a bit wasteful with possession, but I think every winger is going to have that. So you got to take the good with the bad, and I mean he scored to put us 1-0 up at the Etihad, so that's pretty good, all things considered.
Anyone else want to comment on BJ?
So, that's pretty... Whoa.
Joe, what do you make of this game?
Yeah, I'm tired of people just having bad words to say about Brennan Johnson. He just keeps scoring. I just don't know what else you want from a player that's in the forward line. And that's his role. And Frank said it in his pre-match. He was talking about different attributes that the forward line have, and he said that Johnson was that sort of, I can't remember what term he used, but he basically said he was the player that stretches and pushes in behind. And that's exactly what he did. Anytime the ball goes back to the wide, to the other side that he's on, he's in the perfect spot every single time to put that ball away. And he keeps doing it. I don't understand why you would have any problem with Brennan Johnson. Like, I don't care if you can make all these dribbles and get past players and then chip it out to the other side of the box and nothing happens, because that doesn't win your football games. Brennan Johnson wins your football games, and he keeps doing it, and he did it all last season, and he started this year doing it again. So like, just forget about the fact that he doesn't do step overs, and then you think he's great.
Also,
I do kind of like the step overs.
Yeah, it's good to watch. It's not like if he could do them as well, like even better.
Mostly because I just like what I'm just thinking about Kudus putting not great crosses in against Burnley, and then Richarlison saying, it's close enough to me, and making 2 goals out of basically nothing. But yeah, no, I agree with the sentiment. And I think that this, in the same way that this isn't like a game for a 10, I think this is the perfect game for Brennan Johnson, because this is where he can really use his other like world-class attribute, which I think is his pace. And that combined with his positioning and his goal scoring ability makes him just absolutely brutal to deal with on counterattacks. And this is...
But I guess with Burnley, the opposite. Burnley were the opposite, and he scored against them too.
Yeah, they had to open up a little
against
more.
Man United, who don't do anything. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But yeah, I just don't get. It's pretty much like a microcosm of I don't get why people that say they're Tottenham fans hate Tottenham. There's more hatred from Tottenham fans towards Tottenham than there is from other teams, it seems like. And I don't get that. And it's all summed up from Brennan Johnson, I think. Like, why do we hate? Well, not we, but why do some people dislike the guy that scores the majority of our goals? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I always see like the thing. He doesn't run. He's lazy. But I look at the stats and there's nothing to say he doesn't run. He does. He just runs. But I get when you watch. I just find we always start games going, waiting and looking for things that don't go to plan when Johnson's on the ball. And you're like, told you.
Yeah, I think that's true.
But when someone else, it's just like, unlucky. City were good there. And you're like, I just feel, and not to the extreme where always. I think he's made his own reputation in some cases, but I think we all take it way too far at times. I remember at the last game we smashed Burnley. I was sitting in the south, and Kudus and Johnson were both playing quite narrow. Neither of them were hugging the touchline, and everyone around me is going, Johnson needs to hug the touchline. He needs to hug the touchline. Why is he not hugging the touchline? I'm like, no one's hugging the touchline. It's not part of how we're. Why is it only him who needs to be doing that? And and then he goes and scores from a central position. And I'm like, it just, he can't win. I think with some people have made their minds up, and is what it is. Anyway.
Also, shout out to semi-automated offsides for making it not take 8,000 years for them to figure out that Richard Charleston actually was very clearly onside in the first goal. It's still taking a bit long, but
it took longer than I expected.
It's better than it was. So
definitely.
We must. Everyone predicted the win, but we all had to predict the win.
And Kamal actually, not sure about Kamal because he was the most confident in the ISO International that we were going to win this game. So yeah, good to see you back, Kamal.
Did I go for 2-1, guys? I go 2-0.
2-1.
I went 2-0. I go 1-0 down half time.
You went 2. Yeah, I went 3-2. I think we had Johnny went 2-1.
3-1. I went 3-1. So I got the margin.
I went 3. I think, and then who was then Stu predicted? I think a 2-2 draw. Yeah. So no one got it this time. But
give it to Joe. Give it to Joe.
What a shame.
We got the right result. So that's all that matters.
We're top of the league. We're top of the league.
We shouldn't say this, right?
We're making a
we're home. We're home. No disrespect to any team in the Premier League, but we are home next week to Bournemouth, and so if we again,
Johnny, don't.
No.
I mean, don't. I'm excited by the idea of it.
I know.
I'm already.
I'm already there,
Johnny. I'm going to be there. If you get what I mean.
So am I.
I'm going to be
there.
That. I'm going to be walking around like that. And it's getting. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It does feel good, doesn't it?
And then we've got spam.
Then imagine if wouldn't it be nice for them just to crush Kudus to score the winner? Wouldn't that just be so nice?
The way that game's playing, I don't think the winner might be scored in like the second minute.
Yeah.
Do we sign Paqueta as well on deadline day? Wouldn't that be so good? Just crush their little fake rivalry. Suddenly
he kissed the badge after his goal too. He kissed the badge after his goal, so that would make it even worse for them.
Even better.
Well, guys, I need to wrap up in a second, as we all do. We've got commitments. It's just a quick live reaction. We're going to record the main pod, hopefully today, but it might be Monday, worst case. But we're also going to be doing shows every day, pretty much. So make sure you subscribe and like and join our Discord. It's a nice. Don't join our Discord though if you want a place to rant and vent. Keep that to X. That's fine if you want to do it. And other channels, there's loads of great ones that allow you to do that. But this is a place of happy medium. People who also feel Spurs might be on a trajectory to something okay.
But if you want to celebrate the win, definitely get in here. We'll take that.
Yeah. If you just want to celebrate the win, then get out and leave us. That's absolutely fine as well. But yeah, up the Spurs, guys.
Come on, you Spurs.
We need to do that. I didn't do the end video thing, so we're still going. Up